On the night it happened, 2006, I was actually working as a DJ in a local pub, and my brother and my brother-in-law were out celebrating some good news they had about their health. When we left the pub that night, there was the three of us, and we were just walking across the road, and just before we were safely on the footpath on the other side, somebody shouted out a warning scream, and as I looked, a car hit all three of us. We were all thrown into and around the car. Me and my brother Tony were thrown into the windscreen, and Mike, our brother-in-law, was sideswiped and rolling down the side of the car. Next thing I know, I'm laid in a ward with all the family surrounding me. I had several operations, and they were able to save my leg and my arm. And it was only then that I found out the extent of what had happened, how Tony had died, how Mike suffered his injuries. And I was told that I actually died twice. I thought, they must be talking about somebody else, because it doesn't seem real that something like that can happen in an instant, not even by your own doing. Somebody made that happen to me. The crash affected our lives as a family tremendously, and it affected me personally enormously. It changed my life beyond recognition. I had to adapt, and I can't do many things that I used to take for granted. When Tony died, there was a lot of anger issues about how he was taken, because Tony had been suffering with cancer for a full year prior to his death, and he'd been out celebrating that night with our brother-in-law because they'd both been given the all clear on the cancer. Finding Break was the light that I needed to help me through my grief, my injuries, and help contacting the outside world again. They sent me a lot of literature, and in particular a break pack which contained all the information, telephone numbers, leaflets, anything that you needed to help. And it was there that I found information about counselling, grief counselling mainly. And through sessions, it did help me. It helped me believe it wasn't my fault that this happened. It was only the fault of the driver. I'm so thankful for this break pack. Road safety matters to absolutely every one of us. Behind the wheel, on the roads, on the footpath, it affects all of us. Any one of us can be injured, killed. You don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. What I would say to drivers is put yourself in the place of somebody who has been hit by a speeding car or a drunk driver and possibly have died, possibly going to be paralysed for the rest of their life. If it was your family, your friends, would you change your speed? Would you change your driving tactics? I just want people to know what happened to Tony, just to make them think it could happen to me one day, it could happen to somebody I know. Reminding people about Tony reminds them about what happened. And while I have breath in my body, I've always said I will never stop talking about him, what happened, or how we can help each other.